Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Please, while everybody is joining to our webinar, please write if you can hear and see me well. Comment, good evening. Roma, good evening. Please confirm if you can hear and see me well, and we will continue. I'm waiting for your comments. We are waiting for everybody to join our webinar. Please write if you can hear and see me well. We have our first listeners connected. Okay. Yes, Roma, you can see and hear as well. Maria, thank you very much for confirming. Okay, let's continue. I'm very happy to welcome you on our first webinar in English. And also, I would be grateful if you could write your current level of English and where you are from, just to understand the geography we are covering today. So please, your current level of English and where you are from. You can write, for example, intermediate or B2. You can write your TOEFL or IELTS score if you have ones. What is your current level of English and what country or city you are from? B1, Roma, you are a star. Okay. Ponya, I'm from Russia, C1. That's wonderful. Okay. We'll cover all the levels and cities and countries later, and I will continue. Today we are going to discover brand new digital master degrees in marketing and strategic management at the best private university in Italy, Guido Carli. And today we are going to discuss the differences between state and private universities in Italy, why LUIS is the best university for offline and online education in Italy. We'll learn advantages of online education in the modern world, and we'll discover online master's degree at LUIS, 2 master degree programs online, marketing and strategic management, and we will learn how to apply for these programs. We will cover the requirements, deadlines, tuition fees, and also full and partial scholarship opportunities for international students. And also, please do ask your questions during the webinar, and we will definitely answer them after the main presentation. Now, let's get acquainted. My name is Daria Gureva. I'm a partnership manager at Univibes. I have an experience in international education from 2013, and today I'm going to be a moderator of this webinar. And also, I'm happy to introduce Maria Palma Petruolo. She's the regional representative for Russia and Europe at LUIS Guido Carli, and also her colleague Luigi Giorgi, who is the regional representative for CIS countries. And I'm giving the floor to our partners, to my colleagues, Maria and Luigi. Please welcome.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Daria. Thanks everyone for being here. So without making you wait any further, I'm just gonna share quick slides so that we can cover a few topics as Daria mentioned. So today, the main focus of this presentation is going to be our new digital programs. But before that, obviously, it is quite important to have an overall understanding of the university, who LUIS is, and how we got to this point. So our university is obviously based in Italy. We are in Rome, in the very center of the city of Rome, and we are specialized in social sciences. So the university was created in the late 70s by Confindustria, which is the largest confederation of Italian companies and enterprises in Italy. This obviously means that we do have a pretty close relationship with the corporate world. And so we are quite well known for being able to really help our students to get into the job market with the right foot. I don't know how much you guys know already about rankings, but if you do not know very much, this is my first tip for you. It's actually quite important to understand at least how they work and the main ones, because getting into a university that is very well positioned in terms of international rankings will help you afterwards once you graduate and again you start looking for a job. Regarding us, so LUIS ranks first among private universities according to Il Sole 24 Ore, which is the main national ranking. The Department of Political Science ranks in the top 25 in the QS World University ranking, and the Department of Business and Management is in the top 100. We have a lot of certification and accreditations, as you can imagine, but here we thought it was useful for you to learn a little bit more about EQUIS. EQUIS is a very, very tough certification that only 1% of the business schools worldwide get. Among the other things worth mentioning, there is the Financial Times ranking. The Department of Business and Management ranks in the top 100, and we are third in career progress. Again, the connections that we were mentioning at the very beginning of the presentation. So we are a social science university. We do love numbers. So I'm going to share just a few. I try not to say too much on numbers, but I hope that they do give you a better understanding of, the size of the university and what we do. So as we mentioned at the beginning, we are a social science university. So we have four departments: the Department of Economics and Finance, Business and Management, Political Science, and Law. Overall, we have less than 10,000 students enrolled, and there are 69 nationalities represented on campus. One of the advantages about studying in a private university compared to a public university, as we were mentioning at the beginning, is the access that you have to the faculty. So in our case, the student-professor ratio is 7:1, which means that you really get access to the faculty anytime. Among the other things, of course, there are the services offered to students and, of course, as well to international students. And I think that these are the main things that differentiate public and private universities. One of the services that we do offer is the tutoring service, which means that once you guys start studying with us, you are matched with a tutor that can help you, in any situation. If you do not know who you have to talk to among the offices, they can put you in contact with the right one. If you are struggling with specific subjects, which, can happen during the academic career of each student. We do have academic tutors that can help you. You can meet them, even every day if that's needed. And this is why we have such a great abandonment rate, which is basically 0%. Among the other things, our university is quite international. You can see this in many different layers and situations, but definitely the exchange programs that we have are quite a lot. We have some double degrees that allow students to spend 1 year at LUIS and 1 year in another university, but we also have exchange programs. Obviously, the most famous one in Europe is the Erasmus program, which is kind of easy to join in a way. As we were saying at the very beginning, the connection with the corporate world is definitely a plus one of our strengths. And so this is why 94% of our alumni are fully employed within 1 year from graduation. The alumni are quite important for us. So right now we have about 51,000. They are pretty much everywhere around the world, and they are, incredibly supportive. They help us spread, the university value around the world. So we really thank them. So I hope this was a pretty quick but good introduction about overall the university. But today, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to focus on our new digital programs. We have two, the Master of Science in Marketing and the Master of Science in Strategic Management. The reason why we picked these two programs, which are, it's true, they're going to be launched in 2022. So September is going to be the first year, but in reality, they're not as new as they appear to be, because we have always had them in the residential formula. So let's say the standard version of them. We have simply converted them online and made them better in many ways. As you can imagine, COVID helped in a certain way. There have been a lot of bad things about COVID. We all know, we all went through it and are still going through it. But one of the positive aspects is that it really helped everyone accelerate in terms of digitalization. And this is something that we really jumped on and wanted to offer our students. So one of the main things to keep in mind about our digital programs is that they are offered in both synchronous and asynchronous mode. This, in simple words, means that students are able to attend some classes that are live with professors in the classroom that, will just talk to you as if you were here in person. But there are also some other parts of the courses which are recorded, so that this gives you a huge flexibility. It means that no matter if you have a lot of time or a short time, you can study at your own pace. The asynchronous mode, though, it's not just a video that you watch. It's a very interactive way of studying. We'll talk about a little bit more about it later on. One of the main questions that we're asked when we discuss and share information about our new digital programs is, okay, but how are they different compared to other online programs, and why do you call them digital? So the reason why we prefer to call them digital is because, as we were saying before, it's a very interactive kind of a program. The student is not just passively watching a video, it's an active inquiry-based kind of method. So you guys will have to work on projects with other students. So the idea is to create a collaborative environment where you really get to know each other, make friendship, even if you are not in the same room at the same time, which is something that actually COVID helped us discover and learn. There will be a lot of skills in terms of problem solving. You will have a lot of cases. And the best thing about all this is that, of course, there will be professors, which is super important, but we also have a lot of practitioners, professionals, managers that join the class and share their own experience, so that, of course, you need to learn the theoretical framework, which is obviously central, but you also have real life experiences shared directly by managers that can help you understand a little bit better how to put whatever you learned into practice. For this specific reason, there are different kinds of courses. So we have, during the first semester, you will have all research-based courses. This is obvious. You will need to learn the theoretical, part. You will need to learn the methodology, how to study, how to research. You will need to create your foundation. So the first semester is going to be a lot about studying. But during the second and the third semester, there will be a lot of projects. As we were saying, it's a collaborative kind of program, very interactive. You will have to talk to each other, find ways to work together, and so on. And then you have the characterizing courses, which are obviously specific based on the program that you pick. So here you have an overview of the two courses, and you can see exactly which courses overlap and which ones are instead specific per each degree. So as you can see, in both programs, so in marketing, but also in strategic management, there is a little bit of the other course as well. This is very important, and is just the basics, because of course, if you're studying marketing, you need to know how, the basics of management, and in the same way, there is no management without marketing. So you will study, the concepts of both programs. So towards the end of the course, so in the third semester, you will start studying, focusing more on the project-based courses, which are obviously specific per each course. Last but not least, career opportunities. I have, I think, said this already all over again many times, but career opportunities are definitely important for us. It's fundamental for us to be able to provide you with some. So you have opportunities, obviously, for both programs. The university has a career services office that can help you. They can help you from scratch if needed. They can help you make your own CV if you need to do so. And they organize a lot of events, meetings that you can join. Obviously, the two programs have their own characteristics. So you pick marketing if you obviously are aim at working in marketing or sales, while strategic management opens a little bit more to becoming a consultant, for example, working in global companies, and so on. So I hope this was quite comprehensive in terms of the content of the programs. We are now going to tell you a little bit more about the admission procedures. My colleague Luigi is going to talk about this part.
Thank you, Maria Palma. As usual, your presentations are really clear, and I hope the students will be interested in applying to these programs, which are the latest addition to our educational offer. And normally we are realizing step by step that they are very interesting also, not only for national, so Italian students, but in particular to international students. So it's a pleasure for us to be here and to introduce those programs to our students. The selection process for the digital programs is currently open. You still have time to apply. Basically, the call for application will be opened until the end of May. We will check internally if there is a possibility to maybe postpone a little the deadline for the students that maybe will not decide until really the last minute about their future. But for the moment, let's keep in mind at the end of May. The selection process for the digital programs consists in an online admission test and then in an interview, which will be held with the admission board that will decide upon the admission of the candidates. The application process is actually very easy. Basically, the students will be requested to upload online the certificate of the latest transcript, basically. So the certificate that will show the studies completed to date by each student. In English, it will be fine. Otherwise, if you want, you can translate in Italian, but for the moment, English will be okay. And it is important that this certificate that will show both the subjects taken and the associated grades. Together with this, Luis is going to ask for the upload of a certificate of English language proficiency. The minimum level is 3.2. Luis is currently accepting several certifications, which are Cambridge, IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, but also certificates, language certifications issued by universities or language schools, which again, at least with a level of B.2, those certificates shouldn't be issued by these institutions before 2019. Finally, all the students are requested to upload online a valid identity document. In order to apply, my suggestion is to visit as soon as possible our beautiful website, which is luis.edu. This is the homepage, and you can easily access the page how to apply directly from the homepage. Then you have to select how to apply to master's degree programs, and then how to apply to digital programs. Then you have to upload online the documents and the certificates that I was mentioning just a few seconds ago. I think in general, this process is very easy. Anyway, in case you have any questions or needs of clarification, Maria Parmenda will be, of course, at your disposal, so you can write, we can email us whenever you prefer, or you can book a meeting with us and the remaining staff of the digital programs.
Daria as well is at your total disposal to help you.
Of course. So as for the fees, like the other master's degree programs, the digital Master of Science programs in marketing and strategic management cost 12,600 euros per year. And the normal duration of a master's degree program, of course, is 2 years. This amount of money can be paid into 3 installments. The first one has to be paid together with the acceptance of the admission, which basically composes the first step of the enrollment, let's say. The second installment has to be paid before the 25th of November, and the third and last one in March. Of course, Luis made available several merit-based scholarships addressed in particular to international students. In general, I have to say, Luis normally has, since basically its establishment, as Maria Palma was mentioning, Luis has a very strong partnership with Confindustria, which is the Confederation of the Italian Industries. At that time, the goal was to create an institution able to train the future managers and the future leaders. So because of this, we decided since the beginning of our activities to support the merit of more than, let's say, the on-campus programs. So more than 60 scholarships are available only for those programs. And this is a very good opportunity since all the students, all the best students admitted to these programs will be automatically evaluated by the admission committees for one of those scholarships. It is very interesting that since you will have the possibility to have a talk directly, an interview directly with the admission boards, basically, if during these interviews the students will show their ability and in general their interest about the programs, those digital programs and Toulouse in general, they will have a good opportunity to be awarded with the scholarships. Of course, I mean, 66 is a good number of scholarships, but you have to imagine that we are currently receiving every day a very huge amount of applications. So my suggestion in this case is, since still some scholarships are available, is to apply as soon as possible in order to have more chance to be awarded with one of those scholarships that, again, will be awarded by merit according to the score of the test and on the interview. You can email, of course, again, we have Daria. Daria knows the programs, Luis, etc., basically like us. So I don't have any doubt that she will be able to support you and to guide you in this process in a perfect way. Anyway, if you want, we are completely happy. We will be happy, and we will be at your disposal in case you want to book a meeting with us, or if you want to send us some emails if you have any questions, needs of clarification, and in general for any issues. So you can email us directly to this general email address, and we will reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you for your attention. Of course, we are available for questions even now, so don't be shy. We will be happy to reply to your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria and Luigi. It was very useful to learn more about the digital programs you're offering this year. And of course, dear listeners, we are here to help you as well. And from Univibes, we are happy to provide our services throughout the application process and to help you to make your chances to receive the scholarship even higher. Your personal advisor will support you throughout the application process. We will look through your profile and give recommendations how to improve it. We will identify the programs and help to apply for one program which most suits you, and we will help you to prepare the application documents, motivation and reference letters if it is required, and also the CVs. And we will give some tips how to pass the interview in a successful way. This is just for 34,000 rubles, and please, if you need our services, contact us on WhatsApp or any other social media available for you in Instagram, in Telegram, and Kontakte. And please ask your questions about the programs, about the online programs, or if you have questions about LUIS in general, you're more than welcome to ask, because Maria and Luigi are experienced representatives who are ready to answer all your questions. While you're answering your asking your questions, I have a few. Could you please tell me the students who are getting their offline degrees have the benefits of staying in Italy, for example, for a year after the graduation for the for job seeking purposes, and are these online programs attractive to employers in Italy? Is it possible to get employed after the graduation, after the online programs?
I think I can start, and then maybe Luigi can build on it. So generally speaking, the answer is yes. Students have the opportunity to stay in Italy and convert basically their student visa into a working visa for about a year. So that's totally feasible for the offline programs. In terms of the online programs, it's actually, I think, an advantage to do them, especially if students are already either working or looking for a job, because being flexible, they can really be done while working. That was like the idea, to be able to have students put into practice immediately also on the workplace what they are learning. So from this point of view, I think the programs are actually very beneficial. In terms of the degree that students get, it's going to be the same exact degree as if they did it on campus. Regarding also the possibility to come to LUIS, students are attending the digital programs as well, are required to come to Rome twice, which, the minimum is twice. If they want to come more, of course, they're more than welcome, and, we're happy to have them here. But they will have to take a vacation and come for a couple of days at least to Rome to ratify the exams and, to get to know other students in person. The idea is to have like networking events with them, so that besides working together online, they also have the opportunity to really meet each other in person.
Okay, do I understand properly that during the online studies, students still are required to come on campus for some offline events? And is it possible, I know that you have the offline programs in marketing and strategic management. Is it possible to make the programs hybrid, for example, to start online and to continue offline?
So to the first question, the answer is yes. Your interpretation is correct. So they have to come to Rome once a year. Okay. Regarding the possibility to go from the online to the offline, this is not possible because the two programs are not exactly the same. The online one is a kind of enhanced version of the traditional one, because again, like the idea is to give students the possibility to do it at their own pace. So switching from one to the other one is not possible.
Okay, just wanted to add something, since you were asking, Daria, about like the possibility to be employed in Italy after this graduation. So, as Maria Paolo was mentioning, we would like to clarify, of course, that even if those programs are fully digital, they are considered, of course, the degree released by LUIS is considered exactly the same of the on-campus programs. So, since your question was related in particular to Italy, of course, LUIS, again, we are working, to reach the same awareness level at the international level. In Italy, LUIS is ranked in the position #1 of the private university in our field. So, as you can imagine, it is very well known by basically the majority, maybe all the employers, I would say, in our country. So, if Italy, like it's the place in which the students will start to look for a job, given also our high percentage of employability even after a few months after the graduation, I would say also in that case that the reply is yes. So I am sure that basically, again, a diploma degree released by LUIS that, of course, is considered exactly like the other degrees released by our institution in Italy will be, of course, more than enough to look for a job and to have a very strong attitude to the job market in our country. I have to say also, I would like to add this, I am a former LUIS student, so I'm perfectly aware about the doubts and the fears of the students before applying, in general, before applying to a university, let's say. But even during very difficult moments, let's say, in the past that our country had, in general, to have a degree issued by LUIS, it's something that can, support and help the students in looking for a job, again, even immediately after the graduation. And a percentage that it's something more than the 90%. So more than the 90% of the students find a job within the first months after the graduation. So as you can imagine, normally this is not a big issue. And also we have an office, the career service, that the only goal of the career service is to support the students in looking for a job. So I hope this clarifies your question.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much, Maria and Luigi. And also, as Luigi mentioned, it is possible to use career center services. So the online students, the students of the online programs have the access to the career services as well, right?
Yes, they have access to the career services as well as every other student that is on campus. It's the same service.
This is very great to know. Thank you for the clarification.
Of course.
And we have two questions. They are quite similar. The first one, is it possible to apply if my bachelor degree is in another major? Let's say it's a language teaching major. Is it possible to apply for masters in marketing or strategic management?
My suggestion, since this is a decision up to the committees in general. Of course, normally the committees prefer background, let's say, at least close to the main subject of the master's degree. Anyway, this is a suggestion that I normally give to the students, since there is no application fee. My suggestion anyway is to try and to apply. Of course, for example, sometimes we receive some questions by students maybe enrolled in medicine or other kind of subjects completely different than the social sciences and marketing and strategic management. So in that cases, of course, it's very difficult to imagine that the commissions will be happy. But otherwise, sometimes we have like an interest of different backgrounds by the committee. So my suggestion anyway is to go ahead and to apply. I don't know, Maria, if you agree and if you have other suggestions.
No, I totally agree. Also because, I mean, if obviously, to enter exactly this question, we would need to look in details at the transcript, which we cannot do right now. But generally speaking, once the student submits the application, the first step is for our admission office to go through the documents and look exactly at the amount of academic credits earned in specific fields, macro fields, which are decided by the ministry. It's a very technical process, but in case something is missing or they need something else, they will reach out to each student individually. So, I mean, it's not just going to be rejected automatically. They will inquire further, try to understand together with you if there is a way for you maybe to make up for some credits if, the ones that you have do not allow you to meet the minimum requirements that are decided by the ministry to enroll in a program in marketing or strategic management. But again, like as Luigi was saying, there is no harm in applying and seeing how that goes.
Yeah, thank you very much. And does the admission committee consider the work experience? For example, if a student has a bachelor degree in a different field of studies but has an experience in marketing or in management, is it considered?
I would say, again, this depends by, in general, the background of the student, but since there is the possibility for the students to have like an interview with the admission committees, which is something that normally the international students who apply to this don't have. So this is like an opportunity, again, that the applicant students have. I mean, I'm quite sure that this is something that I would recommend to the students to underline during the interview. So, for example, I am an applicant student for the master's degree in marketing. I just finished, I don't know, an internship or I had a job position in the field of marketing. Of course, during the interview, I would say one of the reasons why I would like to enroll in this program is that I just completed or I am still working on this field and I did several things connected to these programs. And normally the commissions are, of course, happy about this. And normally maybe they will start asking questions about this experience and will check how and in which way this experience may fit with what the commission is looking for to create a community, let's say, this digital community for the program.
Okay, thank you for your answers. Also, there is a question. I know that though Luis is quite generous for full or partial scholarships, it is very difficult to get ones. But as for the online programs, since you are launching them only this year, the first intake is going to be, is it probably easier to receive a scholarship or not? Is the competition high for full or partial scholarships for online programs?
So generally speaking, as you were saying, the university is quite competitive. So of course it's not, we do have merit-based scholarships, but they are not given to anybody, of course, as you can imagine. The good thing about applying this year for these two programs is that, as you were saying, they are new. And so this means that they have dedicated scholarships. So generally speaking, for all the other programs, as the driver of the university to support talented students, of course, we have them also for the other programs, the merit-based ones. However, in that case, there is a bunch of scholarships for all the programs. And then the best students, get them. So the competition in that sense is way higher than, for only 2 specific programs that have their own. So if you see it from this specific point of view, I think in a way it's easier simply because they are focused on these 2 programs while the others are spread among, 15 plus programs.
Okay, I see. We have another question from Ponya. What programs would you recommend to consider for her at LUIS that are close to her bachelor's degree program? It is International Humanities Cooperation. Do you have the offline programs suitable for her, for example, or if she's welcome to apply to online programs as well?
Of course, also maybe we can add this, for all the students, there is a possibility to apply to both one of the digital programs and one of the on-campus programs. So today we are introducing the Digital Master of Science program. So my first reply, maybe since the background could be try to apply to strategic management, which is closer, let's say, to the international cooperation field. Again, also in this case, my previous job was in the international cooperation, so we are aware, let's say, about the importance of management and in general, also of the management of the human resources in this field. So my first reply, of course, can be go ahead and apply to strategic management. I don't know if you agree with this or not. On the other side, if you're interested also in a non-campus program, maybe you can try to apply to international relations, which is also in this case, it's close to your background. Also in this case, Daria perfectly knows our programs, and she is, she has she knows also the different links to apply. So this case is actually very interesting, and my suggestion is go ahead and apply to both the programs. I would suggest, yes.
Yes, and if you need the navigation for programs in LUIS, please send us a message on WhatsApp, and one of our experts will contact you and will answer all your questions. And also we are more than happy to support you throughout the application process, and we will identify the ideal program for you and for your profile, and will help to apply. Also, I have another question about the scholarships. Are they valid for the whole duration of the programs, or they are granted only for the first year?
So our scholarships are given with the idea of renewing them for the whole program. So of course, students will have to meet certain requirements, which are basically based on the GPA and the overall amount of credits earned per year, which means the amount of exams that they take and pass. So, but the idea is always to renew them for the following year.
Okay, thank you very much. And it is also very important to mention that though the tuition fees may seem very high for the studies, it is important to know that you invest into your future career and into your future education, and you don't need to rent the accommodation in Italy, for example, or receive the student visa to pay for the international flights in our unstable world. And also the education you get at LUIS is very, very demanding all over the world, and you can apply for a job not only in Italy, or you can apply also all over the world, and also in your home country. This education will be very, very demanding. This is very important to note when you apply for online programs. And also, if you can add something about the advantages of online education and who these programs are most suitable for, just the closing remarks about the online programs, I would be grateful.
Of course. So in reality, we actually touched most of the kind of students that we had in mind. So first of all, the programs are flexible. which is a key point. So students that already have a job can definitely, benefit from studying with this kind of formula. Another good advantage, as you were saying, is that it's true tuitions are high and the tuitions are the same for all students, for all the programs. So but there is a good advantage in thinking that, you do save quite a lot in terms of, expenses connected to moving to Italy, living in Italy, and in general, living abroad is, fun and everything, but it has a lot of, costs associated with it. The other important thing is that the degree, as we mentioned at the beginning, is exactly the same as the on-campus one, meaning that, it's a degree issued by a leading university, a European university that can be really used pretty much anywhere for anything that you need and you want. Last but not least, the academic credits that you earn are exactly the same as any other 2-year master's degree, meaning that if at the end you decide that you want to, apply for a PhD, for example, this is something that you can do because you have enough credits to do so. I don't know if Luigi has anything to add.
I really would like to add something, but as usual, Maria Palma covered everything. So by my side, I would say it's almost impossible. So thank you.
Okay, so if we do not have any questions anymore from our listeners, I want to thank you very much for this detailed presentation of your brand new online programs. And I hope that we have given a lot of motivation to our students to consider these programs. And please consider LUIS not only for online programs, but LUIS has a huge number of programs offline in different fields and in English language and in the Italian language as well. And we are here to help you. Please send your message to our WhatsApp if you would like to know more about LUIS, or if you need to talk to Maria Palma or Luigi one more time. And if you have questions about LUIS University, please feel free to contact us. And thank you very much for attending this wonderful webinar.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank
Bye,
you very
everyone.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.